In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Dear listener, please note that a pre-recorded session will be uploaded on Spotify at the end of the live session. No live calls and interactions will be available on Spotify.
The Magician.
Us from the get-go, and for those who've joined along the way, I want to say a big shout out to you and thank you so much for all the love and support. I know it's Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. Some of you are in traffic, some are at home, some are still in the office, but taking the time to actually listen to the one and only magician, Tony, a boy with a lot of flair. I'm talking about myself, a classic man. For you to do that, I really appreciate, and please, let's continue doing what we gotta do for golf. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know the drill, oh man, winter has finally escaped Gauteng, and man, am I so happy because I got a bad flu during winter. I think it lasted about 2 weeks. So I'm happy that this is the end of winter. I'm rocking my shorts today, and yeah, I'm feeling good. So today we're not preparing anything hot. Only thing that I can say is that get yourself, it doesn't have to be ice cold, let's say room temperature water, and make sure that you stay seated. And then, if you want something hot, you can do that at your own expense. But for me, I'm just going to get myself a lovely glass of water. And then when we come back from the break, it's going to be a 2-minute break. When we come back, we will be live with our guest. And listen, I am so excited because this is Women's Month, and I love women who are in golf. And I have to say to everyone who has been inviting the female friends, family, or partners, please continue doing so. So, yeah, as I said, we're going to take that 2-minute break. When I come back, our guest is already waiting for us, and we will be having a lovely, lovely conversation with our guest for today. I will introduce her as soon as we're back. Thank you.
Dear listener, please note that a pre-recorded session will be uploaded on Spotify at the end of the live session. No live calls and interactions will be available on Spotify.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the last greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday evening, and I get so excited when I see the clock coming close to 6 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday, because I know we are about to officially start with the weekend. I will just say this before I get to the end of the show. So you must continue asking yourself this one question to say, if you're working tomorrow, what's happening in your life? And if you're working on Friday, please consider reaching out to me, and then I can share a few tips on how to maximize your time and make sure that you spend much, much more needed time on the golf course. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this is Women's Month, and I will be saying Happy Women's Day to every single woman that I come across for the entire month. So please do so. Approach everyone with a smile and just be happy, guys. We should celebrate our South African women, the loving women, the caring women, the beautiful women that we have here in South Africa. So without waiting or any further delays, let me introduce my guest for the day, who will be joining us in a few seconds. It is Tebello Mokema, and we will be talking about everything beautiful in August. All right. Hi, Tebello.
Hi, Tato.
This is Tony. This is Tony Tone, the magician.
Hey. Okay, hi, Tony. I just saw the name and I was
No.
into this.
No worries.
Apologies.
How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. And how are you?
No. I'm feeling good. It's Women's Month. Winter is gone, and you know what's exciting me the most is that you managed to make time to have a chat with me today, and I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you to all the people who've allowed you, or who've actually said, you know what, you can go and spend a bit of time with Tony Tone tonight. So I just want to say thank you before we get into the news.
Oh no, it's my pleasure, and I truly feel honored to have received the invitation to be on this show. Looking forward to our conversation.
100%. Memo Kema, I don't know if you've been following the show, but what I like doing, I mean, I introduced you, but I don't think I introduced you proper. Would you mind reintroducing yourself so that our audience can understand who Tebello Mokema is and your background around golf?
Thanks, Tony. So Tebello Mokema, that's a pronunciation, Mokema.
Oh, my apologies.
Born and bred. No, it's okay. It's okay. Born and bred in Sharpeville, the eldest of 3 children. Just like many kind of black kids, grew up, went to varsity. My parents wanted me to become a lawyer, but it didn't fully work out then. And then found myself joining the corporate world, mainly in the human resources space, specifically looking after the development, training and development of employees in various companies, and currently a wife, and other children in heaven. So I don't have any living children, but it's a part of my life I've learned to accept and embrace. And yeah, I got to join golf in 2002, and so I've been in the sport since then.
Sure. Yeah, that's a long time. But thank you for sharing your background with us, Memogema. Yeah, now I've got the pronunciation. Thank you for sharing your life with us and giving us a view of who you are. And yeah, we find ourselves here tonight. And yeah, I will be putting you on the spot quite a lot, so please forgive me in advance.
Okay.
Yeah. So you started playing golf 2002, you said, right? And I think
Yes.
that's actually around about the same time that I got introduced to golf. And in all honesty, around that time, if I recall proper, it was still regarded a gentleman's game. So I want to find out, around the time when you joined golf, how was your experience? Was it a welcoming society, or did you feel out of place when you first got into that space?
Okay, so I got into golf because my then husband, this is my second marriage, so my then husband was a golfer, and he still is a golfer. And I found myself staying at home on Sundays when he goes to play golf. And I eventually said to him, I can't be a golf widow. I don't want to be a golf widow. So I'm going to challenge you to teach me how to play the game. And when the time is right, I will go out and, play the game with you. So in a way, when I joined golf, I was a bit protected and looked after because I was obviously playing with him, and he was the one giving me the lessons until eventually I was like, okay, I need to find other women to play with. So yes, I did find it, though, that it was still very much white male oriented. I had not met, many women, white women that were playing. But interesting, even at that time, I eventually found out that there were two women golf societies. One is which I've been part of, and I'll talk about it, and the other one is 24K. So I then realized, my sisters that are playing this game, and over a period of time, one got to connect with them.
That's quite interesting. And, it's very seldom you hear someone say, no. The reason I did this is because Sundays were kind of cold when my partner was not there. So I decided to actually go through the sport with my partner. So it's a very interesting introduction to golf. I've got a funny question here, Memogema, and you'll forgive me. I realize that you're very much an active individual. Now, for someone who used to play soccer, how was the shift into golf?
Actually, it was more tennis that I played. When I was young, I played tennis. And yeah, I did dabble a bit in soccer when I was at university, but it was not something that I spent a lot of time on. So I think what I liked when I joined golf was realizing that, okay, so it is a sport and it's got its rules, and one just needed to get to understand the rules. But what really attracted me and in the end got me hooked. Like, when you're working on call, you feel that fresh air, you look at the green trees and the sunshine. That's what keeps me going. Because you spend time either in the classroom or in the office, but to have those hours where you are walking the course and you start appreciating nature and what nature offers us. That, just then aligned with having played tennis when I was younger. So just the ability to be outside and spend those few hours enjoying, the sunshine and the fresh air. Yeah.
Okay. Now that's sorry for asking that question because, I mean, I've had a chat with a few people from different sporting codes, and if there's anything that they echo, same as yourself, is the tranquility around golf. So
absolutely.
I mean, as much as it's a very tranquil environment, I believe you've come across a lot of frustrations because that white ball, that small white ball, can be quite stressful.
Tony, you eventually realize that white ball has a mind of its own. Yeah, I think when you grow up also having been involved in sports, you realize that somewhere along the line you need to have a different mindset when you're playing sport, and that mindset goes back to understanding the rules of the game. And I want to say it as simple as that, because once you then understand the rules of the game, whether it's in the learning, what is your swing pattern, knowing, all the other elements that you need to know when you go and you get, practice. When you then get to appreciate all of those elements around the game, it then minimizes on the frustrations. However, in the game of golf, the biggest frustration is when that ball gets attracted to the water. I think that's my biggest frustration.
The gravitational force of water. That's interesting.
Exactly.
But I mean, so now let's say it's about 22 years that you've been playing. From an emotional and a mental point of view, what changes have you actually gone through since you started playing the sport?
I think several things, but one of the key things for me was the realization that even if we are playing together in a 4-ball, at the end of the day, the game is mine. The mind's mine, the focus is mine. And when you realize that, those 5 hours, 4.5 hours, 5 hours on the course, actually the relationship is between you, the club, the golf ball, and the course. And with other, members of the 4-ball. But the minute I then realized that this is between me and the white ball and getting it to go where I want to go, that made me start thinking about, things in life that come to that game. You need to start from hole number 1, the first tee shot, right until you finish on your hard hole number 18.
Yeah.
It made me reflect, right? Let me something. And made all the research and understood everything. We need to those things from the beginning to the end. And in the process, there will be some positive moments, when you make a birdie or when you hit a good shot. There will also be some bad moments, whether you want to finish the swing or as I say, the ball finds itself in the water, or you end up, especially when you play medal and you have that high score, ne?
Yeah.
And you must go and play the next hole, having finished the high score. And I think the biggest realization as well for me then was that the shots that I have played are past. You now have a new shot that you need to focus on and play the shot. And the sooner you do that, the quicker you're able to enjoy the game.
No, 100%. And I like the fact that you didn't just mention the highlights. You also mentioned the terrible shots or the terrible experiences. But we will go into that after we've taken a break, because I want to find out what exactly are you referring to when you're talking about the bad shots. Apart from falling in, your ball falling into water, I believe that there's more embarrassing moments that you've experienced on the golf course.
Okay.
But we'll definitely go into it. If you don't mind, can we just
would you like me to continue?
No. Can we just go for a 2 minute and then we will continue our conversation from there. Thank you so much.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialise in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Ink Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success, our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And man, I hope you're enjoying tonight's session. I'm having a chat with an avid golfer, Metebelo Mochema. She is on the line. And man, as you know, this is the time that Tony Tone the Magician comes to shine, because I want to understand Memochema's most embarrassing moments on the golf course. So, Memochema.
Hi, Tony. Most embarrassing. I think, I think some of the most embarrassing for me have been, when I have told myself that I'm going to go and play a good game, and then I walk away with a high score that I didn't anticipate. I do have to say I'm struggling to find embarrassing moments.
No, that means you are a proper golfer then. You know, it's very seldom that you hear someone who plays very well says, I duffed my first tee shot. So I believe that when someone plays with you, they need to bring in the A game.
I don't know. No, I think like I go back to what I was saying earlier. It's about the mindset. Yeah. So for me, why it's difficult to find the embarrassing moments is because I go into, and I've always gone into a game committed that I'm making this time. I'm taking my time away from other things, and this is the time I'm spending on golf. So I then give it that commitment because I'm the one that's made the decision that I'm going to spend the time on the golf course. And I think that's why finding embarrassing moments is slightly difficult because I realize that, it's been about me making the commitment to go and play the game
100%.
and learn more about the game.
100%. And I really like your positive view to this game. But whilst we own that, before every single round of golf that you've played, are there any particular drills or any particular preparations that you do constantly? Like it has become a norm for you to actually go through those kind of preparations before the game?
I think several. Number one is, obviously being on time. I struggle to be late. So if you're saying we're teeing off at 11, you'll find me there at 10:15. Because I want to be comfortable, in the space and just get to see what is happening. The one thing, Tony, I don't do is I don't go onto the putting practice, green.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because every time I have done that, right, when I get to play the course, the green speeds are very different from what I was practicing. So 100%. I just made a decision. I am not practicing the putting on the day of the game. I may go to the driving range and practice a couple of things around putting, but not on the day. No, not on the day.
I think this whole change in the speed of the green, it's actually the golf course trying to lure in to say, come back again, because today the course has destroyed you. You must come back.
True. Yes, yeah.
Now, Memogema, let's talk about female wave of change. Could you elaborate a bit more on that?
Thank you, Tony. So Female Wave of Change is a global women empowerment movement originated in the Netherlands, and it's currently represented in about 35 countries across the world. And Female Wave of Change, we recognize that there are changes that we would like to see in the world, and these changes stem from wanting to leave the world in a better space for, the future generation. And in being able to do that, we're saying that we want to encourage women, empower and encourage women to be able to find their voices and follow their dreams, to be able to deliver and achieve the changes that they would like to see in the world. So we connect women in the organization. We've got women from, various levels, NGOs, corporates, CEOs of corporates, board members, to individuals that I have dreams and I want to do them. But I'm scared. So through several initiatives we have in the organization, we basically skill them, to be able to find their voices and use their voices and achieve the changes that they would like to see in the world. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. And I mean, the reason I'm basically asking about that, it is Women's Month here in South Africa. And before we started our conversation, I said to myself, I've dedicated something it was a very bold statement to say, for every single woman that I come across this month, I'll be saying Happy Women's Day. And I think it's something that everyone should actually do, because if we look at the socio dynamics of this country, women go through a lot. And we need to start appreciating and respecting and loving and caring for our women here in South Africa more. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but I believe a month is not enough for us to celebrate South African women or women in general.
Indeed, Tony. I think that there are 2 points I would like to make with regards to this. Number one is that we need to remember that 50% of the population in the world consists of women. So if we're going to then continue living and doing things in life, ignoring that 50%, what are we really saying? So, secondly, yes, 1 month is not, sufficient to recognize the effort. However, it is good to start. And if you think about it, we started 1994 with just recognizing the day, the 9th of August, and over a period of time, it's moved to a month, and hopefully, it will be a year. However, having been involved with Female Wave of Change and other organizations, around women empowerment, I am humbled by what we have achieved in South Africa on issues of empowering women. Some of the challenges that many women across the world are facing are challenges that over the last 30 years, we as the women of South Africa and the broader society of South Africa started challenging them much earlier. So sometimes we may look back and say, South Africa, we are 30 years behind. But when it comes to women empowerment, I'm finding that we're actually leading in a lot of spaces around issues of, women empowerment. So kudos to the women of South Africa, that stood up in 1956 over the decades, and that are taking up the baton now to say, the challenge hasn't stopped. We still need to continue. Yeah, thank you.
No, I like that, and I can't recall who it was, but it was an American lady who said Amandala. So I'm saying Amandala to that because if you're saying that there's certain things we've overcome as a nation when it comes to women empowerment compared to our counterparts all over the world, then it means that something right is being done in our country, and we continue doing all the right things to make sure that within a certain period of time we eliminate, let's say, 99% of the challenges.
Indeed. And we also need to remember, Tony, that by eliminating the challenges, we may not see. So maybe let's think about it this way. We are planting this tree of women empowerment, of ensuring that, all human beings, because the issues that you deal with when you focus on women empowerment, you realize that the results affect and impact both men and women. So for as long as we remember that, the seeds that we are planting when we focus on women empowerment initiatives, we may not see the fruits of those seeds in our lifetime, but we would have left the trees for the future generations to look back and be able to say, we are grateful to those women and those men that supported those women for the work that they did, because now this is where we can be able to move forward to, and these are the things that we can do the same way that the women of 1956, by them standing up and fighting against past laws for women, we are now, enjoying those fruits, and the majority of them are not here to be able to see the fruits of what they have done. So as long as we keep that in mind, I think we will be able to continue to achieve more in the space of women empowerment.
I fully support what you're saying, and I want to say thank you because you mentioned something very imperative. I was going to be butchered and brutalized after the show had you not mentioned or recognized the men who are behind women empowerment. So I really, really appreciate that. and to the audience out there.
We recognize, Tony, we recognize them because we remember that most of them are fathers to boys and girls. So when they support the initiatives for women empowerment, they are also contributing to a better world for their own.
That's true. That's very true.
That's why we are there.
No. That's very true. And I just wanted to say to the audience out there, sorry, I had not recognized you yet, but Memo Khema was a step ahead. And thank you to the gentlemen out there who are behind our women and making sure that the world is a safer place for them, and making sure that every woman gets equal opportunities as every single man in the world. Let me not just say within the country. Let me say in the world. Memo Khema, now I'm going to ask you a question, and hey, it's in Naledi Potsotsaka, mar. Because I believe that I believe that the experience you've had since being a part of golf, other women out there need to go through it, and as a collective, certain changes that you want to see need to be driven by a community with the same vision. So with that being said, I just want to find out, since you started in 2002, if you were to estimate, how many other women have you influenced or encouraged to take part in this sport?
Sure. Let me put it this way. If I look at the organizations or the societies that one has seen grow, as I said to you, in 2002, I recall there were 2 black women golf social clubs, right? To this date, we are looking at over 10, if not 20, black women social golf clubs. I'm not saying that I contributed to that, but it's been a progress that we have enjoyed seeing.
Yeah.
You know, that more women have participated. I think from my perspective is that I've had the advantage or the opportunity and I'm grateful for this, where in one of the societies called Crown Plaza Golf Society, I then got twice the opportunity to be the captain of the club.
Oh, lovely.
And when one was in that space, we were then, really encouraging women. So as we go out and play, you would hear somebody says, "Oh, my wife is interested in the game. I enjoy seeing you guys here." And I'd be like, take my number, tell your wife to contact me, and then let her come and join us. Or as we are at various clubs, you would have women coming to say, "Wow, the first time I'm seeing a group of black women," and not a small group, about 24 women together. You can imagine what an achievement that is, playing, and they say, "Hey, I do want to join. I want, how do I go about doing that?" And we've been able to really encourage quite a number of women. So I think for me, being part of the social clubs in golf has also been positive, to be able to encourage other women, to come and take up the game. I do have, I've had some people that have said, I was starting golf and then I played with you and then I realized, okay, I need to be a bit more serious if I'm going to play with her again.
Yeah.
But we've seen in the black community in particular, we have seen quite an expansion of women, and women that just didn't come in for the sake of this is a social thing, I'm going to have fun, but something that they committed to being part of and taking it seriously and taking their game to the next level.
And I like the fact that you're mentioning that people don't just go for golf because it's a social thing. I've heard a lot of people saying that they've done a lot of business on the golf course. They've built relationships that have lasted quite a long time on the golf course. So I really like the view, because what I'm thinking is that as a collective, as a women's school, you're building sisterhood within that community, and you're saying, listen, guys, for any changes that we want to see in this environment, we need to act as a whole. Now, I just want to get your view on something here, Memo Khema, and this relates to the economic contribution of golf in South Africa. where we're standing, we find that there's very less professionals or very less professional tournaments. But when we look at the social golfing aspect, we've picked up that there's over 10,000 golf schools nationwide, where some schools, they've committed themselves to playing at least once a week at different golf courses. So I just want to get your views, because you've been in this industry for about 22 years. What have you seen, what have you seen when it comes to the economic contribution, especially from a black child, when it comes to golf?
Thanks, Tony. I think the biggest change, obviously, that one has seen, as you say, has been the growth of the societies that are in place. Mm-hmm. What that has led to, in most instances, if not all instances, have been contributions by those clubs to the development of the black child in the various communities. So, for example, let me talk about Crown Plaza. We've had now about 5 golf days, over the years that we're in existence. By the way, we are a 21-year-old club, so we're very excited that we're still in existence. And in the 5 golf days that we've had, one of the big things has been about contributing towards the development of the black child and contribution of the sport, in the black community. So we may not, visibly see things in the media about what black golfers are doing, but I can tell you, in almost every golf day that I have ever participated in, there has been an element of giving back to the community or helping to grow the sport, in the community. Yeah. And I think, again, like the tree I was talking about earlier, that, we're planting a tree. We may not, I think in the next few years we will see, the fruits, a lot more fruits of this happening. But we are seeing these fruits happening. We are seeing more younger audiences, and children coming into the sport. The one person I do have to commend and mention here is a lady by the name of Malitole Madube. And the work that she is doing with her organization in the VAL to teach young children about golf and encourage them, from a young age at school level to be able to join the game. You see it in the public media, that we know what is happening. You look at the work that the Itu Golfway is doing through their foundation, and so many other individuals in the golfing space. So yes, we will not see a lot of it being shared in the media, but we know within the golfing community that there is a lot that the golfing members are doing to give back to the society.
100%. And I couldn't agree with you more, because I often say, in almost all my episodes, I always say golfers have loving, kind hearts, whether it be physically giving or non-tangible when it comes to advice or wisdom. And I mean, the time that one takes to actually say, I'm doing this for somebody who's not even related to me. I think that's, for me, that's economy. When we're talking economy, I think we need to not just look at the monetary aspect, but look at the time that one takes, because one's time is their money, if I can put it that way. So I just want to say thank you for recognizing the contribution that other institutions or golfing communities are actually doing in relation to our community, because without them, I think we would be in a worse off state than we are, whether it be regarding poverty or employment. I think golfers are doing a great job. So thank you for recognizing, and I believe that there's bigger things coming from the golfing community.
Indeed.
Memogema, we are almost at the end of our interview, but I think if there's anything, there's just 2 things that I want to ask you. Ne? One being the female wave of change. Is it open to society, or is there a particular way for people to get in touch with you guys or to become a part of you guys?
Yes, it is open to society, and the listeners can either connect with me on social media. If you just look for Tebello Mochema, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Insta, I can be able to connect with you and share more about female wave of change. And secondly, people can be able to follow us or find more information on the website, www.femalewaveofchange.com.
100%. So, to the audience out there, please, should you want to find out a bit more information about Female Wave of Change, go and look for Tebello Mochema. Let me spell out the surname for you guys. It's Mokhema. Is that right, Mme?
It is correct in that.
100%. And then Mochema will be able to give you more information around Female Wave of Change. Now, before I let you go, Mochema, I mentioned to you that golfers have big hearts, and the little that you can share with our audience regarding how to get into golf, especially our young, our youth. Yeah, let me stop there. Let me not mess with English.
Yes.
Yes, so I was asking, is there anything that you can share with them to say, how do you get into the sport, and what are the things that you need to look out for? Because often I hear people saying that the minute you get into a golf course, everyone is your coach. Even though you don't volunteer to be a student, everyone becomes your coach. So what can you share with the youth, or let's say with anyone who's interested in the sport?
Oh, Tony, you're going to put me in trouble. So as a female, and I'll tell you why, as a female golf player, right? The one thing you need to get ready for when you get into the sport, you are correct. Everyone is a coach. Even when you are playing, when you are hitting your balls and they are staying on the fairway, and the others, the balls are all over the place, you will still get coached. Because you're a woman. We've highlighted this a number of times to the men to say, the same way you treat your male co-players, that you don't coach them when they are on the course, don't do the same to the women. Allow them to play the game. Then on the 19th hole, then you can say, I saw a couple of things, if you don't mind. Also ask if they don't mind. Some women, we just get this unsolicited advice when we are on the golf course. Yeah. And sometimes you're like, actually, I could be advising you, but you keep it to yourself.
You don't want to bruise anyone's ego.
You don't want to. And for those that are young and want to get into the game, I would say to them, definitely go get into the game. Find people in your community that are we know, I remember, for example, growing up, my high school principal, that time it was still called higher primary then. I still remember my principal then being a golfer, and once in a while he would go away with these checkered pens, and we're wondering, where guy principal? So what I'm trying to say is there is somebody in the community that is playing the game.
Yeah.
Find them, engage with them, ask them, the questions. But what I've also seen as well is that because there are more black people that are being employed at the pro shops at the various golf clubs, if the young people are able to access those golf clubs, there is somebody in there that will be able to help and share information with you. And lastly, if you have an uncle or a mother or father or aunt that is playing the game, hey, invite yourself and say, can I come and walk the course with you one day when you're playing? I've done that with my nieces, and it's just made them realize that golf is not the scary sport that they may have thought of, because they have somebody that they know that is playing the game, and now they can be like, I have a slight sense of what this game is about.
100%. No, I really, really appreciate that, Memochema. And if there's anything that I appreciate the most is the time that you've taken to have a chat with us. And like I said, the time that you've stolen from whether work, whether your family, I just want to say I really, really appreciate. And may you please continue growing the sport. May you please continue growing Female Wave of Change. I believe that there's great things coming ahead. And we love what you're doing. We are a community because of you.
No, thank you very much. And to Balls and Tees, I just want to say thank you for finally giving golfers, especially black golfers, an opportunity to engage, about the sport that they love and their experiences. And I'm even more excited that in the month of August, you are engaging with women golf players. There are many of us there. There are many good players out there. You won't know them until you get onto the course and you play with them.
No, that's very true.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And may you grow from strength to strength, and may you continue to help us to grow the sport of golf in the black community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and may have a great evening.
Thank you, Ntate. Same to you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the end of our show today, and I just want to say a big shout out, a big thank you to Metebelo Machema, and I just want to say, man, if you know anyone out there who's interested in getting into the sport, if you know of anyone out there who would like to find out a bit more information about women empowerment, Metebelo has opened her door as well to say that, guys, I am here, contact me, and then I will give you more information. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take another 2-minute break, and then when I come back, I will be sharing the upcoming events with you, and I hope to see you at those events. So let's take that 2 minutes, and then I'll be back.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are approaching, we're definitely at the end of our segment today. And as I said, I want to share the upcoming golf days with you guys so that you take part in them or you go and support should you not be able to participate. So the first one that we have here is Ukubona Foundation, 3rd Annual Charity Fundraising Golf Day. This will be taking place on the 27th of August. That will be on a Tuesday at Rand Park Firethorn Golf Course. This is one of the most prestigious golf courses here in Gauteng. So Rand Park Firethorn Golf Course, that's the Ukubona Foundation 3rd Annual Golf Day, taking place on the 27th of August 2024. And if you'd like to find out more about this auspicious occasion, please feel free to make contact with Koos Khadebe on 082-561-3851. I will repeat, 082-561-3851. Alternatively, there's Kelebogile on 078-559-6412. 078-559-6412. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have a good time on that Tuesday, make contact with the respective individuals and go and play at Ren Park Fireathon. As I said, it's one of the most prestigious courses here in Gauteng. And then another event that's coming through is the Steve Biko Academic Hospital Fundraising Golf Day. This will be taking part on the 15th of November 2024. It is a Friday. Guys, you still have a long way. You can book and rearrange your calendars to make sure that you take part on this one. So that's the Steve Biko Academic Hospital Fundraising Golf Day taking place on the 15th of November 2024. And then to RSVP, or let me put it in simple English, to book a spot and make sure that you are part of this auspicious occasion, please visit www.lesibodigitalgolf.tv. I will repeat, www.lesibodigitalgolf.tv. And then you can book your spot there, and I will definitely be there. So I look forward to engaging with everyone who will be attending these golf days. And secondly, I just want to say happy Women's Year. I don't think for me it's about Women's Day or Women's Month. Happy Women's Year, women, South African women. You are beautiful, you are intelligent, and you are the table. Don't let anyone ask you what are you bringing to the table. You are the table. I love you. I love you. I love you. And the weekend has now officially started. So if you're working tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, get in touch with Tony Tone. And if you're working on Friday, I will physically come to your office and ask you why you're there. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do continue to follow us on social media platforms. It is Balls and Tees. And also, if you want to heighten or if you want to heighten your business, if you want to take your business to new levels, just make sure that you give us a shout out, and then we can help you with advertising your entity on our platforms. We can help you make sure that there is visibility of your brand. So please get in touch with us and let's see how we can help you get to bigger heights. Happy holiday.